time. I didn't see it like done.
Yeah. She was one of the first ones in like light blue. She found this like,
silly face on.
See?
She got the silly face, the silly walk.
She's looking like I'm about to take
That's what her face is. It's pain.
I told her wear some flats.
Knew that wasn't gonna happen.
Well, at least she get the rest of me for a while. Like the next hour and a half.
Now, 'cause they all stay standing, so she gotta stand. And then when they start talking,
Probably why she came out so late. She was like, y'all gone. I'm gonna sit
can't
here
walk
for a
yet.
minute.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, I'm ready. Oh my gosh.
She said it was unique.
Yeah.
You said what?
Unique.
It was unique.
That's a lot of things.
Please be seated. I'm Jim Webb, Chair of Eastern Michigan University Board of Regents. I want to extend a warm welcome to our faculty, staff, family, friends, and graduates to be. Our national anthem was sung by Karen Cook, who graduates today with a Master's of Voice Performance. Thank you, Karen. The Board of Regents is appointed by the Governor of Michigan as the degree-granting authority of Eastern Michigan University. Therefore, as a representative of my fellow Regents, the Governor, and the people of Michigan, I formally open the Eastern Michigan University 2019 Spring Commencement. It's my pleasure to introduce the honorable members of the Board of Regents who are here today with us. Please hold your applause until the Regents have been introduced. Rich Baird of Ann Arbor. Michelle Crum of Ann Arbor. Eunice Jeffries of Farmington Hills. Alexander Simpson of Southfield, and Mary Treater Lang of Grosse Pointe Farm. Thank you for your dedication. I would now like to introduce Dr. James Smith, President of Eastern Michigan University, who will preside over today's ceremony.
Thank you, Regent Webb. Leading our procession today is the Grand Marshal. Our Grand Marshal is Dr. George Kassar, Professor Emeritus of History. Dr. Kassar, would you please stand? A prolific author, a writer who is currently working on his 14th scholarly book, Dr. Kassar taught at Eastern for a mere 50 years.
What?
He is an international authority on World War I and modern Europe. Thank you, Dr. Kassar, for your dedication to Eastern Michigan University and to our students. Our marshals for our faculty today are Dr. David Anderson and Dr. Phil Carden. Our marshals for the graduates are Dr. Martha Baye, Dr. Patrice Bounds, Dr. Nancy Copeland, Dr. Doris Fields, Dr. Christopher Gellish, Dr. John McCurdy, Dr. Michael McVeigh, Dr. Ildy Porter-Zooks, and Dr. Barry Pyle. Please stand to be recognized. The faculty members and staff who are reading graduates' names today, make no question about this, it is the hardest job in this auditorium. The individuals with that hardest job are Dr. Eric Acton, Mr. Patrick Campion, Dr. Joseph Chisilla, and Dr. Jeanette Kendrick. Please stand to be recognized. Thank you. Seated before you and in front of me are members of our faculty who represent Eastern Michigan's outstanding academic departments. Faculty members, please stand to be recognized. Thank you. Graduates, today's ceremony is more than a celebration. It's a time where you're being honored for a major accomplishment, earning an Eastern Michigan University degree that is nationally recognized for academic excellence. You are part of more than 2,300 students eligible to graduate in today's ceremonies. Your faculty, your staff, and I are exceptionally proud of your achievements. You will now join the ranks of our alumni who are known for their strong academic accomplishments, their practical experience, and their community engagement. I would like to briefly introduce a few of your classmates who share some of those EMU traits. First, I would like to ask Victoria Fields to stand. Victoria is from Romulus and is graduating summa cum laude today with a Bachelor's of Science in both Communication and Sport Management. She is a member of the Honor Scholars and is a McNair Scholar. She has presented at national conferences, at Eastern's Undergraduate Symposium, a mere 4 times. She feels that the McNair family has helped shape her into the scholar she is today and who she will be tomorrow. Victoria will be attending the University of Illinois on a full scholarship to pursue a master's in communications. Congratulations, Victoria. You may be seated. Next, would Eden Bukvar please stand?
Just chop that name up.
Eden is originally from Bosnia and graduates today magna cum laude with a Bachelor of Science in Political Science. Eden was born and lived part of his life as a Bosnian War refugee, and at the age of 4 became part of the American dream. He later was the first member of his family to become a U.S. citizen at the age of 18. He serves as president of Pi Sigma Alpha, the Political Science Honor Society, and was awarded the prestigious Robert O. McWilliams Scholarship. In the fall, he will attend law school at Michigan State University on a full scholarship. Congratulations. You may be seated. Next, will Camille Davis please stand? Camille is from Canton, graduates today cum laude with a Bachelor's of Science in Special Education with a concentration in autism spectrum disorders. Camille is passionate about providing educational paths to those who are on the spectrum. Since she has a brother on the spectrum, she also has a deep understanding of families and family needs. She is destined to make a difference in the lives of Michigan children, young adults, and families. Camille plans to teach after graduation, but will return to Eastern to earn a master's degree in educational leadership, the home department of your university president. Congratulations, Camille. Today we have a very special occurrence, something that's not happened in my entire history in higher education. Would Reagan McGill, Ryan McGill, and Pat McGill please stand? Some of you have seen Channel 2 News. Reagan is graduating cum laude with a bachelor's degree in psychology. Her brother Ryan is receiving a bachelor's degree in exercise science. And the third member of their family, a very special family, is Pat, one of Eastern's dedicated public safety officers. Pat graduates today with a bachelor's degree in construction management. It's not a single, it's not a double, it's a triple. Congratulations to Miguel. Thank you. These students are wonderful representatives of Eastern's talented and diverse student body. Thank you and congratulations to all of our students who are graduating today. As I said to many of you as we were lining up this morning, today is your day. It'll still take 2 hours, but it is your day. We're extremely pleased to have with us today a distinguished business leader. Mr. Dave Zilko is CEO of Fuel Leadership, an emerging digital media property that specializes in university communication space and is a partner at Huron Capital, one of Michigan's leading private equity firms. But Dave is best known for his success with Garden Fresh Salsa. With pure determination and extraordinary vision, he helped grow this unassuming Michigan startup into the largest fresh salsa brand in the United States, before it was sold to Campbell Soup Company in 2015. Mr. Zilko chronicles his journey as an entrepreneur in the best-selling book, Irrational Persistence. He believes that others can succeed with that irrational persistence, and he is on a mission to help people lead lives where they imagine for themselves what could be, regardless of the circumstances. He has extraordinary energy and vision, an unwavering commitment to quality in all of his endeavors, and is passionate about the art of business. I am honored to present to you today the commencement speaker for 2019, a distinguished business leader and visionary, Mr. Dave Zilko.
Thank you, Mr. President, and I am thrilled to be here with you all today to share with you a story. It's an only in America story, one that I happen to be a part of, and one that happened right here in Michigan. I grew up just outside of Detroit and Warren, very humble beginnings, 5 of us, 1,100 square foot home. First one of my family ever go away to college, somehow weasel my way into Michigan State. I can pretty much guarantee I wouldn't get in by today's standards. You can draw whatever conclusions you want. Spent a summer in France, found love with the food and wine culture, went to the East Coast, got an MBA in marketing, and came back home to a place I truly love, and decided to follow my heart and combine my passion for food and business and marketing and start a specialty food company. Like a lot of food entrepreneurs, I spent the next 4 months on my kitchen counter developing a line of marinades. Came up with the name, American Connoisseur, had some samples sent to Macy's. Buyer calls me about a week later and he goes, I gotta tell you, these are the best marinades I've ever had. I said, really? A few days later, in the mail, I got my first order, 96 cases. That's the good news. Bad news is, I had no place to make this. I had no idea what I'm doing. So I'm scrambling around, I find a little commerce park in southeastern Michigan, and a landlord takes me up to a 600 square foot bay, and he goes, look, there's a counter back there with a couple of things, why don't you make your marinades here? I think it's a great idea. I do some research, I determined that I need $2,500 to convert this little place to a commercial food processing facility. Well, that was $2,400 more than I had at the time. So I did what every red-blooded American entrepreneur does. In a situation like this, you want to start a business, you don't need money. I applied for a credit card with Discover, who soon discovered 2 things about me. 1, I had no income. 2, I had a ton of student loan debt, so they turned me down. So I did what every red-blooded American male entrepreneur does when you're in a situation like this. I went to my girlfriend. Now, we met in the basement of the Michigan State University bookstore, where we both worked to put ourselves through college. She came up to me, she needed a quarter to rent a locker, and I gave it to her. So we were still together at the time, she must have seen something in me, so she signed for that credit card. If you're wondering, I did marry her. Still married today, 2 people. All right. So you don't get much for $2,500 even back then. So I would go to Kmart, buy my blenders for $30, whip up my marinades, put a funnel and a bottle, fill them by hand. Did the first 400,000 bottles. Now, in the summer it was fine, we had air conditioning, but the winter was rough, we had no heat. I remember I'd call my landlord, who lived in the Bahamas for tax purposes, if that tells you anything. And he goes, yeah, it's a really sticky switch on the thermostat, just keep flicking it, keep flicking up and on. We flicked that switch for 5 Michigan winters, it never came on. We were freezing. All right, so not only didn't I have heat, I didn't have a forklift. So anytime a truck would come to pick up my product, I had to wheel everything out in the parking lot by hand. And one day, a woman across the parking lot felt sorry for me doing this in the snow. She happened to own the Mucky Duck Mustard Company. And she goes, look, just borrow my forklift. So I did, it became a habit, I befriended her, I eventually bought the company. Not that I had any money then, my dad guaranteed the money. I was thinking bad. All right, so I'm all excited, frankly, over the forklift as much as anything else. So the day after we close, we're moving everything across the parking lot. And one of my employees moves with this big vertical spice rack. He goes, Dave, you better come over here, you need to see this. And we're leaving, I mean, what could possibly go wrong now? And I walk over there and my knees just buckled. It was the second thermostat. And just like my Bahamas-based landlord had been telling me for 5 Michigan winters, I flicked the switch on and sure enough, the heat came. All right, no reason to be bitter. Go in the next morning to my new mustard factory, and I'm there with my crew, and I'm creating, show me where the owner station is, not above the manual labor. They go, well, you gotta go over there and break eggs. I go, hey, eggs, who ever heard of eggs and mustard? Well, it turns out that Mucky Duck is a British pub-style mustard, and in England, they make mustard with eggs. So for the next 6 years, these hands broke 800,000 eggs. Things they didn't teach me in grad school. Now, on the surface, everybody thinks I'm doing great. I actually got my marinades on the QVC. I was on QVC for 8 years. One time, they let me on the air to sell them. Sales fell 40%. My agent wouldn't return my phone call for that. But in reality, I was struggling. I mean, I'm 11 years into this, what I refer to as my lost decade. And I'm $350,000 in debt that I admit to. I like to tell people I'm just glad my then wife, or my then girlfriend, now wife, didn't read my gear this time. No sense both of us losing sleep at night. I'm technically bankrupt, and I made my way to New York for a food show. And I made another Detroit food entrepreneur, Jack Aronson. 6'5", 275-pound, world champion softball player, no formal education, no formal training. We get back to Detroit and have lunch together. And he starts telling me about his son. He was struggling even more than I was. He was $450,000 in debt, operating out of a tiny 1,200 square foot restaurant in Ferndale, Michigan, 8.5 He had to declare bankruptcy to hold on to his lease. He was taking a bus to work because his car got repossessed. And literally out of desperation, he told me, he goes, I was just trying to pay my electric bill. He pulls out a 5-gallon bucket, peels some onions by hand, and in 15 minutes, his very first shot, makes what is today garden fresh artichoke garlic salsa. Starts putting on his tables, people are standing in line to get in the place, he gets picked up by a couple counts, and he decides to build a building, a new plant, and that's when I met him, right after that plant opened. And we're having lunch after that food show in New York. He goes, look, I think overbuilt. He goes, why don't you move in with me and be my partner? So I did. First 18 months, we didn't take a paycheck. We'd get in 6 in the morning, make salsa, and then noon I'd break out to focus on sales and marketing. But after a while, things started to pick up. I put a board together. I remember our first board meeting. I said, guys, we got to swing for the fences here. Let's go national with this thing. Jack said, great. Softball player, yes, I'm just swing for the fences, not pass it twice. So our first meeting outside of this area is in Southern California. I somehow got a meeting with the regional deli buyer for Costco in Los Angeles. The guy's name is Paul Newton. I swear to God, I'm in LA meeting with Paul Newton. I can't make this stuff up. Paul tastes our salsa and goes, guys, this is fantastic. And then he's looking at the label and he goes, wait a minute, you two are from Detroit? He goes, what'd you do? You lost coming out of Texas? He goes, you're supposed to be making cars in Michigan. I've never heard of salsa from Detroit. This is crazy. Jack and I are in the lobby after the meeting. He's as unsettled as I've ever seen him before or since. He goes, Dave, I know you want to swing for the fences. I know you want to take this company national, but you just saw the reaction we just got. They're laughing at us. Nobody wants salsa from Detroit. I'm like, Jack, I don't know what to tell you. I don't know what to do. He goes, I got an idea. What? He goes, we're going to get a post office box in New Mexico. What do you do that for? He goes, well, let's say on our label that we're from New Mexico. People like salsa from New Mexico. I'm like, yeah, it's not going to work. We're still having shit from Ferndale. Anyway, in the interim, Paul Newman, I'm still indebted to him to this day, gave these two flunkies from Detroit a chance, and he brought us into the LA region. Before long, we were Costco's #1 brand of fresh salsa chain-wide. And before we knew it, we were the #1 brand of fresh salsa in the United States and Canada. We were making 31% of all the fresh salsa in North America out of that little plant in Ferndale. And we were still making in 5-gallon buckets. We tried big tanks and everything. We tried big tanks, it just didn't work, so we just kept peeling on my hand and we kept making it in 5-gallon buckets. So I get invited to speak at an investment banking conference in New York. The guy who comes after me happens to be the vice president of mergers and acquisitions for the Campbell Soup Company. We're on a panel together, we're talking. He calls me a few weeks later, says, you guys for sale? I said, no, not really. One thing led to another though. And in June of 2015, we sold Garden Fresh Gourmet to the Campbell Soup Company for $231 million. So before the deal closed, me and Jack were in our conference room in our offices with another guy. And he says, you know what I like about you two? Nobody ever gave me nothing. You two started with nothing. I really respect that. And Jack goes, started with nothing. He goes, look, Dave was $350,000 in debt. I was $450,000 in debt. We just put up this $2 million building that we couldn't afford. It started with nothing. That would have been easy. Because that would have been a blessing. He goes, try starting with less than nothing. That's hard. And the guy was just blown away. He goes, I had no idea. He goes, how'd you do it? And I just said the first 2 words that came out of my mouth. Irrational persistence. He goes, what do you mean? I go, look, when you start a new company, I mean, the failure rate is 90% or higher. I mean, it's not a rational thing to do. And then it just takes a long time. You know, I had a lost decade before I met Jack. Jack had a couple lost decades before he met me. And then it took us a decade after that to build what Garden Fresh eventually became. And he goes, well, what's it like? I said, it's terrifying. I said, being an entrepreneur is like, you have an idea and you walk into a dark room, the door closes behind you, and you're in a room completely devoid of light. You don't know what you're doing, you don't know where you're going, it's just really hard. And then there's long stretches where there's more bad days than good. And he looks at me, he goes, well, why would you do something like that? And I go, it's what we had to do to live the life that we imagined for ourselves. And Jack just chimed in, he goes, you just did what we had to do. And that is really the essence of this Only in America story. Doing what you have to do to live the life you imagine yourself. And it's not just on a professional basis. I had something very poignant happen through all this marinade making and egg breaking. I, one day, noticed a swelling in my leg. It turned out to be cancer. Non-Hodgkin's lymphoma, stage 3. I had a 50% chance of living for 5 years. I was 38 years old at the time. And I remember thinking to myself, my biggest regret at that moment was that I only brought one child into this world. Well, I got treated down the road in Ann Arbor, and they came out great. And my wife Jill and I subsequently brought a second child into this world. His name is Alice, and nothing is more precious to me in this life than this kid. So it's not just about doing big things. What I learned from this is that there's a certain randomness to life that none of us are immune to. I mean, nobody goes through this world unscathed. I didn't, and you're probably not going to. And what makes this moment today so wonderful is that the degree that's being conferred upon you right here, right now, can never be taken away from you. No matter how much your fortunes rise or fall throughout your life, you can earn this and all the friendships and memories that come with it. So savor this day and really celebrate this moment. Another thing this experience taught me is that, look, we all share the same thing. So in the end, just make sure the world's a better place because you're here. That's really what success is in life. It's as simple as that. Forget about some of these things. Just make sure the world's a better place because you're here. And from here, we just agree, stay close to each other, love each other unconditionally, because you're going to need each other out there. I certainly do. All right, but beyond simply living a successful life, if you're ever in a position where the only thing standing between you and the life you imagine for yourself, you and your dreams, is a dark room, I want to encourage you, I want to compel you to somehow summon the courage to walk into that dark room. It may not be the most rational decision you ever make in your life. It may not make sense. It's also from Detroit. But walk into that room. The door's going to close behind you. At best, you're going to be outside of your comfort zone. If you're like me, you're going to be terrified. And it's going to take some sacrifice to navigate your way around that room. You may have to break a few eggs. Hopefully you won't have to break 800,000 of them. And hopefully when you do, you'll heat. And you may be in there longer than you anticipate. Hopefully not the decades Jack and I were. But you're gonna figure it out. Jack and I never got that post office box in New Mexico. In the end, we couldn't run away from who we were. A couple guys with a fresh salsa recipe, a lot of 5-gallon buckets. Or where we were from, Detroit, of all places. But we loved each other, we respected each other, and together with a lot of very talented people, we created something that a Fortune 500 company paid almost $250 million for. So I wanted to share with you today. You come from humble beginnings. You're the first one in your family ever to go away to college. You had to work your way through Eastern Michigan University. And if you're sitting on this floor now with a lot of student loan debt, please know I can relate. And for wherever you go right here, if you fund your first endeavor with a credit card loan, be it your own or your significant other's, just know you and I have a lot down. But I promise you that living the life you imagine for yourself is possible, and it's possible right here in Michigan, even if one day you find yourself starting with less than one. So congratulations. I'm truly wishing you all the best. Good luck to you all. Thank you.